What is up, YouTube? This is Ash, Tournament Organizer of the Yeovil Yu-Gi-Oh! League, bringing you a quick video of Insect Trains, aka Spider Riders. This was suggested to me by one of my Yu-Gi players for a friend of his, or a group of friends of his. So here we go, going into the deck. I'll give a quick explanation to why you use these cards. First up, 3-Night Express Night. So, Insect Trains, you're going to have the trains. Or the locomotive to begin with. So, this is Night Express Night. It's a level 10. You cannot special summon this card from your deck, so there is no machine duping this thing. You can special summon this card without tributing, but its original attack becomes 0. Normal summon it becomes 0. Why do you do that, you might add? 3 Heavy Freight Train Derrick Crane. When a Earth Machine monster is normal special summoned to your side of the field, special summon this out. It's a level 10. Its attack also becomes half, so it becomes a 14-1000. Instant overlay into a rank 10. That's what this build does, really. And also, when this card is detached as it exceeds material and sent to the graveyard, destroy an opponent's card. It is instant popping removal. Alright, the deck also needs some searching, so we're adding a little bit of Ruffian Rail card to this, 3 of. So, the first part of the effect sounds a bit lackluster. Once per turn, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. You cannot conduct to the battle phase the turn you do this. You rarely use this unless you're going first, or you use while the effect is revolving switchyard, which we'll get to later. The main thing you use this for is using it for revolving switchyard, sending it to the graveyard, and during the end phase, you add an Earth Machine level 10 monster from your deck to your hand. Searching stuff, that's about the best trains get. Next we come up to 1 Gadala, the Mystery Death Kaiju, aka Mothra. 2700 attack, it's just a Kaiju. I should probably read the effects a bit more. This thing halves the cost of 2 counters, Kaiju counters. 3 Kaiju counters. My problem with this deck is I don't really read the Kaiju effects and completely forget my opponent can use them. Next up is 3 Kunamungus, the Sticky String Kaiju. It's one of the weaker Kaijus you run. As you notice, all these are insects so far. 2400 attack, 2500 defense. Again, it's just a Kaiju. Remove 2 counters anywhere from the field, and until the end of the turn, that monster cannot attack and its effects negated. Oh wow, that's kind of cool. Oh, when your opponent normal summons all special. I sound like a real scrub at this point. I don't read the effects much, and I don't use Kyoto much because I'm too afraid of getting Kaiju'd by my own Kaijus. So next up we have 3 Jizkiru, the Star Destroying Kaiju. This thing is perfect in trains. It's a level 10, it's 3000 attack, so it's a beater anyway. Yeah, so you beat into it, you take your opponent's life points to low, overlay into another train card that's coming up, and burn damage them for death. Jizkiru is a great card in this, and I don't even know what the extra effect is. Not much. You won't be using it anywhere, and you won't be giving it to your opponent. Next up we have... Ooh, what have we got here? We have 2... Exodius, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. This thing is your recycler. When you've got a lot of your resources in the graveyard, you special summon it by returning all monsters from your graveyard to your deck. That's about it. It's a level 10 as well, so you've got a fat controller of this build. Choo-choo. And it's your recycler. He's great. Really useful engine for this build. Next we have 3 Parasite Paranoid. For those who opened Legendary Duelist Set 2, you probably thought this was a throwaway card. Most of the time it is. You can equip this, it's a quick effect, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, equip it, it becomes an insect, and it can't attack or activate a targeting effect on another insect monster. Also, when this card is sent to the graveyard, and I think the monster as well that it's equipped to, if this equipped card is sent to the graveyard, so only Parasite Paranoid has to go. You special summon 1 level 7 or higher monster, insect monster, from your hand ignoring the summoning conditions. Why you might do this? Metamorphosed Insect Queen. Well, the only few ways you can actually summon this thing out, 2800 attack, 2400 defense, level 7. You probably noticed some Kaijus were level 7, there's a reason for that coming up a little bit later as well. During the battle phase, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can tribute a monster and attack again with it into another opponent's monster. Kind of a lackluster effect, but can get you a few wins occasionally. Then we've got the surprise card of the deck, Earthbound Immortal Uru. Another card summoned by Parasite Paranoid, and another card summoned can be summoned out by another card coming up later. You contribute one monster you control to take control of one of your opponent's monsters. This card can attack directly. The only downside is you need a field spell. This is why you technically run 8 of them. So we'll get into that in just a sec. Next we've got 3 Scapegoats, just for tokens and links and whatnot, and a bit of defense. Then we've got 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Dark Hole summons out Kaijus, and during the next turn you can banish it and add a Kaiju from your deck to your hand. Next we have 1, 2, and 3 Terraformings, searching out your field spells. So technically, when I say 8 field spells, it's because you got these in here as well, because they search for field spells. Here is one of your main field spells you want out of this. Revolving Switchyard. You can, if a level 10 Earth Machine is summoned to your side of the field, normal or special, you can special summon a level 4 Earth Machine monster with 1800 attack to your side of the field, and its level becomes 10. So it becomes an instant material. You can't inflict battle damage to your opponent's turn, but you can inflict burn damage. It's one of the reasons you'll use Ruffian Railcar. This effect you won't use much, but you can summon out Trolley Ollie, which, when used as an Xyz material, increases the attack of the monster its material of by 800 attack. The other effect you use this thing for is sending 1 card from your hand to the graveyard and searching an Earth level 10 machine monster from your deck to your hand. Hence why you send Ruffian most of the time, because it means by the end of the turn you'll have 2 level 10s. Next up is 2 Kyoto Waterfront. This is what gives you Kaiju counters up to 5 when cards are sent from the field to the graveyard. You can remove 3 of them to search for Kaiju from your deck to your hand. The problem with this is, as much as it gives Kaiju counters, your opponent can use them as well if they have a Kaiju. Next we have 3 Ultra Cocoon of Evolutions. These are brilliant in the deck paired with Parasite Paranoid. Oh, this thing's beautiful. You tribute an insect monster from either field, equipped with an equip card. The opponent's monster that's now an insect, thanks to Parasite Paranoid, that's now equipped to. You tribute it, and you special summon from your deck, ignoring the summoning conditions, an insect monster. Hence Uru or Metamorphosed Insect Queen. You can also banish this card, return an insect from your graveyard to your deck, and draw a card, so it's a bit of recycling as well. And the final card of the main deck is the 1-Trap Skill Drain. This card produces a lot of salt, so be aware, but it also means that your Night Express Knight becomes a 3k normal summoning it without a tribute, because it forgets that it was normal summoned without a tribute. It's the whole effect of Barbaros, hence why this card is at 1 still. So now that's the main deck. Time for the extra deck. We have 2 Dora. 4k defense, this is usually what you position you put it in. 3/2 attack, and you can detach a material from this. Target 1 face-up monster on the field, and it's unaffected by card effects. Usually you target itself, so it's unaffected by card effects such as Raigeki, and that's for the rest of the turn. And very rarely you might target an opponent's to negate an effect. Really good card, and usually a staple play in the build. Next up is 2 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max in the ultra rare jump promo. Booyah. 2 level 10 monsters. Once per turn, detach a material from this card and inflict 2k damage. During the main phase 2, if you want to get that extra push and you have 2 level 10s, why not? Next we have Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroy. This requires 3 level 10s, but it's classed as a speed spell 4 because your opponent cannot respond to it. Once you can detach a material from this card, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Your opponent cannot activate spell and trap cards in response to this effect. They can respond though with a Ghost Ogre. Then we've got 2 Mrs. Radiance, the 2 links you play in this build. Ravenous Tarantula. This card gains attack, and all monsters on the board on your side of the field gain attack equal to the difference in life points between you and an opponent. This thing is sweet because you can get a ridiculous amount of attack on this thing. You can detach a material from this card, and all your opponent's monsters with attack equal to or less than this card get destroyed. I play 2 of them because they're just really that good. Then the next one up is a rank 11 Number 84, Pain Gainer. It's got the same effect but in defense. It gains 200 attack for each rank on the field. Usually because it's the only exceeds on the board, it's a 2-2 defense, so anything 2-2 defense or lower gets destroyed by its effect. I play it at 1 because you very rarely use it. And then we got number 77, the 7 Sins. So you summon the Tarantula, then you overlay the Pain Gainer, then you overlay the 7 Sins. 7 Sins has an effect that can only be used the turn after it was summoned. So you detach 2 material, banish all special summon monsters your opponent controls, and then attach one of them as material to this card. Also, if this card were to be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach material instead. 7 Sins is a great card, but there is a kaiju for it. Next up we have Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Seems very odd in trains and insects. If you've got 2 level 7, say, a Metamorphosed Insect Queen and a Sticky String Kaiju, overlay into this, your opponent can't do anything. They take 500 for every card they play. Oh, that reminds me, there's an extra effect as well. I think Ravenous Tarantula inflict 600 damage to your opponent for each time your opponent special summons. And then I think Pain Gainer is inflict damage to your opponent every time they activate a spell or trap. And our last card is Cyberend Dragon. This is the Mattel Rare as well. I'm just showing off a few shinies in this video as well, because I might as well. The only way you're summoning this card is by using 1 card in your extra deck. Sorry, side deck. And that is the new card from Flawed, which is Waking the Dragon. If your opponent destroys this or banishes it, special summon a monster from your deck or extra deck. Cyberend Dragon just because it's fun, and its only summoning requirements are that it's fusion summon with the above material. Then we've got also one Regeki. I couldn't find much place for it, and it's very rare I'll use this. Dogoran, the Mad Flames Kaiju, 2 Gamma Seal, and my other target for Parasite Paranoid and Cocoon of Ultra Evolution, the Perfectly Great Moth, because this thing is hilarious once it's summoned out, because no one expects it. This thing is considered ridiculous, too ridiculous to even summon out normally, so why would you bother putting in this? Because it's the only way you can summon it otherwise. Alright, that is Insect Trains. I will catch you guys about.